You have health insurance and you think you're protected. You're not. Last year, Sarah paid $8,000 for insurance. She hit her out-of-pocket maximum. She still went bankrupt. And the crazy part? Everything the insurance company did was completely legal. Here's what you think health insurance means. You pay your monthly bill, let's say $400 a month. That's your premium. Then if something bad happens, insurance covers it. Sure, you might pay a little bit, but there's a safety net called the out-of-pocket maximum. That's the most you'll ever pay in 1 year. Usually it's around $9,000. Sounds bad, but not bankruptcy bad, right? So you think, okay, worst case scenario, I pay $9,000 plus my premiums. That's $13,800 total. I can survive that. I might have to drain my savings, but I won't lose my house. This is what insurance companies want you to believe. This is a lie. Not because they're saying something false, but because they're not telling you about the 4 secret traps hiding in your policy, the trap doors that turn $9,000 into $200,000. Let me show you how this actually works. Meet Sarah. Sarah is 34. She's a teacher. She makes $52,000 a year. She has insurance through her school. It's pretty good insurance, actually. She pays $380 a month for it. Her out-of-pocket maximum is $8,500. One Tuesday in March, Sarah's driving to work. She stops at a red light. A truck rear-ends her going 45 miles per hour. Her car is totaled. Her back is screaming. She can't feel her left leg. The ambulance arrives. They take her to the hospital. Not the hospital she would have chosen, the closest hospital. Because when you're in an ambulance, you don't get to be picky. Here's where the nightmare begins. Sarah wakes up in the hospital. She's been there for 6 hours. She's had x-rays, a CT scan, and she's meeting with a surgeon. Her back has 3 fractured vertebrae. She needs surgery. She asks the nurse, "Is this hospital in my network?" The nurse says, "Yes, we accept your insurance." Sarah feels relieved. She's in network. That means her out-of-pocket maximum applies. She'll pay $8,500 max. She has $12,000 in savings. She'll be okay. She's wrong. Here's the trick. The hospital is in network, but that doesn't mean the people working there are in network. The surgeon who operates on her back? Out of network. The anesthesiologist who puts her to sleep? Out of network. The radiologist who reads her scans? Out of network. The assistant surgeon? Out of network. Sarah doesn't meet these people beforehand. She doesn't choose them. She's unconscious during her surgery, but they all send her bills. Big bills. And because they're out of network, those bills don't count toward her out-of-pocket maximum. The out-of-pocket maximum only protects you from in-network costs. Out-of-network costs? There's no maximum. It's unlimited. Sarah's surgery costs $180,000 total. Her insurance pays $22,000 of it. Because the doctors were out of network, insurance barely covers anything. Sarah now owes $158,000. But wait, she thinks, I hit my out-of-pocket maximum, right? Nope, because the out-of-network charges don't count toward that maximum. She hasn't hit her maximum yet. She's paid maybe $3,000 toward in-network costs. She still owes her insurance company money, and she owes the out-of-network doctor's money. This is trapdoor number 1, and it happens to insured people every single day. Okay, let's pause the Sarah story. Let's talk about your out-of-pocket maximum again. It sounds like a safety net. It sounds like the most you'll pay. But here's the second trap. Your out-of-pocket maximum only counts costs for things your insurance actually covers. If your insurance doesn't cover something, that cost doesn't count toward your maximum, and you pay full price. What doesn't insurance cover? A shocking amount of stuff. Let's say Sarah needs physical therapy after her surgery. Her insurance covers 20 sessions, but she actually needs 60 sessions to walk normally again. Those extra 40 sessions, Each one costs $300. That's $12,000. And it doesn't count toward her out-of-pocket maximum because insurance doesn't cover it. Let's say her surgeon recommends a special back brace. It costs $2,000. Insurance calls it not medically necessary. They won't cover it. That $2,000 doesn't count toward the maximum. She needs a home health aide for 2 weeks while she recovers. Insurance covers 3 days. The other 11 days cost $200 per day. That's $2,200 more. Doesn't count. She needs pain medication. One of the medications her doctor prescribes isn't on her insurance's approved list. They call it non-formulary. That medication costs $800 a month. She needs it for 4 months. That's $3,200. Doesn't count toward her maximum. Here's how this actually works. Your insurance company decides what's covered. If it's not covered, you pay full price, and that full price doesn't help you reach your out-of-pocket maximum. The maximum is a lie because it only counts a tiny slice of your actual costs. Let's go back to Sarah's story. She's now $160,000 in debt. She's panicking. She calls her insurance company. They review her case and they say something that makes her blood run cold. "We didn't pre-approve this surgery." Sarah says, "I was unconscious. I couldn't pre-approve anything. It was an emergency." The insurance company says, "We understand, but the surgery happened on a Wednesday. By Thursday morning, you were awake. Your surgery was an emergency, but the 3 follow-up procedures weren't emergencies. Those needed pre-approval." Sarah didn't know she had follow-up procedures. She was on pain medication. No one told her she needed to call her insurance company from her hospital bed and get approval. Because she didn't get pre-approval, insurance is denying the claim for 2 of the 3 follow-up procedures. That's another $34,000 they won't pay. This is trapdoor number 3. Even when you're in-network, even when the service is covered, if you don't get pre-approval, insurance can refuse to pay. And here's the evil part. You usually can't get pre-approval until you know exactly what medical code the doctor will use for the procedure, but you can't know that until after the procedure happens. It's a catch-22 designed to deny claims. Okay, final trapdoor. This is the one that breaks most people. Let's say you somehow avoid the first 3 traps. You stay in network, everything's covered, you got pre-approval, you did everything right. You hit your out-of-pocket maximum. You paid your $9,000. You're done, right? Wrong, because it's something called balance billing. Here's how it works. Your insurance company decides how much a procedure should cost. Let's say they think a surgery should cost $50,000. They pay 80% after your deductible. That's $40,000. They expect you to pay $10,000. But the hospital doesn't agree. The hospital says the surgery costs $90,000. The insurance company still only pays $40,000. They say, "We're done. We paid our part." The hospital says, "Okay, but we charged $90,000. You paid $40,000. We're billing the patient for the remaining $50,000. That's called balance billing. And guess what? That $50,000 doesn't count toward your out-of-pocket maximum because insurance considers it above reasonable charges. So you hit your $9,000 out-of-pocket maximum. You think you're safe. Then you get a bill for $50,000 more. This is completely legal in most states. Sarah got balance billed for $47,000 on top of everything else. Let's add up Sarah's costs. Insurance premiums for the year, $4,560. Out-of-pocket maximum, $8,500. She hit this. Out-of-network doctor bills, $158,000. Non-covered services, PT, brace, aid, meds, $19,400. Balance billing, $47,000. Total, $237,460. For a car accident, with insurance, with an out-of-pocket maximum of $8,500. Sarah makes $52,000 a year before taxes. After taxes, she takes home maybe $38,000. She would have to work for 6 years without spending a single dollar on rent, food, or anything else to pay this off. She has $12,000 in savings. She has $8,000 in her retirement account. She declares bankruptcy. She loses her savings. Her credit is destroyed. She can't get a car loan. She can't rent an apartment. She moved in with her parents at age 34. All because of a car accident and insurance. You might be thinking, this can't be legal. Someone would have fixed this. Here's the truth. The insurance companies don't want this fixed. Every trapdoor I just showed you makes insurance companies more money because every time they deny a claim, that's money they keep. They make money by collecting your premiums and paying out as little as possible. The out-of-network trap? They negotiate with fewer doctors, keeps their costs down. The not covered trap? They get to decide what's medically necessary. Usually they decide you don't need the expensive thing. The pre-approval trap adds red tape so you forget to do it. Then they deny the claim. The balance billing trap? They lowball the reasonable price. The hospital charges you the difference. And all of it's legal because insurance companies spend millions of dollars lobbying Congress to keep it legal. Last year, health insurance companies made $41 billion in profit, while people like Sarah went bankrupt. Here's the most frustrating part. Sarah did everything right. She had insurance, she paid her premiums, she went to the closest hospital in an emergency, she followed the doctor's orders, she tried to appeal the insurance denials. The system isn't broken. The system is working exactly as designed. It's designed to make you think you're protected while leaving you completely vulnerable. Your out-of-pocket maximum is like a fake door in an escape room. It looks like an exit, but it doesn't actually lead anywhere. The real maximum you might pay? There isn't one. It's unlimited. And the scariest part? You don't find out until you're already sick or hurt, when you're in pain, when you're scared, when you can't fight back. I wish I had better news, but here's the reality. Even with insurance, you're one bad accident away from bankruptcy. What can you do? First, read your policy. I know it's boring, but look for these words: out-of-network coverage, balance billing, non-covered services, pre-authorization requirements. Second, if you're going to have a planned procedure, call your insurance company. Get pre-approval in writing. Ask specifically if the hospital, surgeon, anesthesiologist, and everyone else involved is in network. Third, build an emergency fund. Not $1,000, not $5,000. You need at least $25,000 in savings if you want to survive a medical emergency with insurance. Yes, that's insane. Yes, most people can't do that, but that's the reality. Fourth, consider hospital liens and medical credit cards carefully. They seem helpful, but often have brutal interest rates. Fifth, negotiate everything. Medical debt is the most negotiable debt. Hospitals would rather get $20,000 from you than send you to collections and get nothing. Offer to pay 30% of your bill in cash. They might take it. Sixth, if you do go bankrupt, know that medical bankruptcy is different from other bankruptcies. You can often keep your house and car. Talk to a bankruptcy lawyer. Many offer free consultations. Your insurance policy says your out-of-pocket maximum is $9,000. Your real out-of-pocket maximum is whatever the insurance company says it is, after they're done finding reasons not to pay. That's the truth they don't print on the insurance card. Sarah's story is real. The numbers are real. This happens to 530,000 American families every single year. People who had insurance, people who thought they were protected. The out-of-pocket maximum isn't a lie because the insurance companies are saying something false. It's a lie because it makes you believe you're safe when you're not. And until we change the laws, until we force insurance companies to actually protect people, that's not going to change. So the next time you see that out-of-pocket maximum number on your insurance card, remember, that's not your maximum. That's just what they're willing to admit in writing. Your real maximum, there isn't one. And that's how medical bankruptcies happen to insured people.